Greetings, nerds. YInMn Blue. This tube here, when it was brand new, cost me $72. This is one of the most expensive blues on the market. Commercially, it costs about $4,000 a kilogram. The pigment. Around that. I don't know the exact pricing of it, but it's somewhere around there. They won't give me an exact pricing because I'm not ordering it. I'm asking pricing. And they don't send out samples, it seems. Shepherd is the only company that produces it currently. It was made by Mass Subramanian. That's a very long last name that I cannot pronounce. So it's known as Mass Blue, also Oregon Blue, because it was made at Oregon State University in 2009 originally. Now, this is a pigment that actually has a huge commercial value, so we might see it on the artist market because of its near perfect blue color and its NIR reflectance rate, which means it's really good for cooling and different things. So this blue alone can actually save you, if you paint your roof with it or paint your house with it, it can actually save you a lot of money on your air conditioning bill. That being said, it's too expensive at the moment for it to be a house color. But it's still really cool. Now, it is YInMn Blue. That comes from yttrium indium manganese. So this is yttrium indium manganese. It's the least toxic blue we have currently, where cobalt blue is suspected. Whoopsies. I'm not editing that out. Suspected as a carcinogen and may or may not cause cobalt poisoning. The jury's still out on that. I'll get into a toxicity video in later on. Yeah. But Prussian blue is not as stable. Ultramarine has really bad just quality control issues with it. And it's also not particularly super durable when it comes to wall coatings. The pigment resists nitric acid, which is a huge thing. Difficult to combust. When it does, burns a violet color, which is pretty cool. Maybe at one point I'll try to set this on fire. But yeah, you can. This is a really neat pigment. Anyways. It wasn't commercially available until 2015, which is the first time that a paint company released it. That is a lot of pigment, a lot of paint. Oh, this video hurts me and my wallet. There's a Ko-Fi link down below if you want to support videos like this where I screw around with really expensive paint. So here's some mixture of it with quinacridone magenta. It's not particularly the greatest blue in the world, honestly, for mixing. Let's get a wet brush here. A little bit of quinacridone. Makes a decent purple. But this is the blue that's truest blue. It's still a really cool blue, despite it not being as useful as people think it is. One really cool thing about it is that it's the only fully opaque blue as well. Its tint strength is not fantastic. It could also be that this paint is a little bit underpigmented, but that's it with Pyrrole Red. That's it with Quinacridone Magenta. Quinacridone Magenta is always going to make a very vibrant blue, and Pyrrole Red is going to make a very muddy, like brown-ish color, purple. But yeah, mixes with Quinacridone Magenta fairly nice. Let's see what type of green it makes. Let's go grab Bismuth Vanadate, and then let's try it with a little bit of bismuth vanadate there. Yeah, so it mixes inwards, as you can see with this green, where it's a more neutral, kind of more grayish green. I still would call it a green. It's almost like chromium oxide. Almost. Yeah. It would be almost like chromium oxide. So it's the greens that would come from this are kind of pointless if you have chromium oxide. The purple it makes is going to be more opaque. So let's see how opaque we can make a quinacridone. Magenta purple here. Mm, yeah, it is definitely covering the black a little bit, but the black is still showing through. But as you see, it does cover that black really well. How well does it glaze, or technically velatura? Very light blue here. Very light. I'm venturing to say that this is a little bit underpigmented. I feel like it is, but at the same time, I don't know. What's the oil absorbency rate on this? Let's see. Let's look that up real quick. During a video, yeah. This is for those new to the channel. This is how I do everything, haphazardly. Oil absorbency. Ooh, that's awful. It's a 9. That's very low. Oil absorbency rate. That's awful. Crayola made this into beautiful blue. I did not know that one. Yeah, that's manganese blue. Um, or not manganese blue. YInMn blue. That's all that can be said about it. Hopefully, this was educational for you. There we go. It's dried now. Doesn't cover the black too well, but it does cover it. You can see it more better in person, or better whatever, in person. Um, doesn't do a great glaze. Doesn't do a great velatura. Kind of a mediocre pigment for art. Yeah, not a very good blue for mixing. It's okay. Phthalo blue is still better. So unless you need an opaque thing, uh. But yeah, that's about it. Buy something.